Okay, in a lot of my videos, I train in my training space, which I set up with, a bunch of mats and some foam and rugs so the dogs don't slip. If I'm doing jumps, I'm really concerned about having sure footing for the dogs, but if I'm just going to do some foundation exercises for, teamwork and stuff, I can just work in my kitchen. Now, if you're working in your kitchen, just slide your chairs and stuff out. Like my table's over there, just slid it to the side. A little bit of an open space here. You can put down yoga mats. I have a rug here, which technically is going to be my finish line. And here, for my start line, is a raised dog bed. Now, I taught Babe when she goes on the bed to lie down. Don't necessarily want to lie down for my agility, but it's not going to wreck anything because I probably won't have a dog bed for anything but lying down if I take my dog out for agility. So right now I'm just going to have that as our start mark, which technically is a thing. Here I have a Carboy I brew beer. So I have this Carboy, actually I have two of them, and I can use two of them if I want. Get her to go around one, get her to go around the other, and then onto the mat for the finish. When I taught her to go around the Carboy, I basically just took a treat and taught her to go around by stirring the pot. If I use my right hand, I want her to go counterclockwise. If I use my left hand, I want her to go clockwise. And you can see that she clearly understands that by break. She knows how to go counterclockwise, wrap, on your place, turn around. And she also knows how to go that was counterclockwise, and clockwise, break. And she goes clockwise, wrap. And I taught that separately. On your place. Good girl. Turn around. I taught her that when I lead out, which means I'm heading towards my first obstacle, that I will always ask her to stay if I have my hand closest to her and my leg closest to her hanging back. That means she's to stay, and I'll head out. If I bring that hand forward, and my leg forward, that means she's to come with us. Wrap. So she's supposed to come with me. So those are a couple things that you can just teach dogs. That's the basics of obedience. I don't know if you have ever seen any sort of competitive obedience. It's basically all done on your left-hand side because you want your Schutzhund dog between you and the perpetrator. But basically, if you take a step forward with the foot closest to the dog, they're to come with you. If you leave it behind, they're to stay. You shouldn't even have to talk about it. Break. So that's how I taught that. In agility, you just need a few things. Household items are great. So I'm going to teach Babe to start on her start line, do an obstacle, which is technically just a Carboy, and then go to her finish line. I'm going to do my lead out, tell the dog to stay. Back up, please. Lead out with my leg opposite to her to tell her that she's not supposed to follow me. And as I release her, break. Wrap. I'll use the hand closest to her, wrap, to tell her what I want her to do, and then onto the finish line. Get it? Excellent. So I did it on this side. I should also do it on the other side. Always want to work your dog from both sides. Babe, on your mat. And at the beginning, to be fair, I'm going to just tell my dog what to do with the hand closest to me. So I'm not going to start giving her information from the other side. It's too confusing. That's at a higher level of agility where you start adding crosses and teaching your dog to cross your body and pulling and pushing with your body language. Right now, your shoulders and your feet should just be forward. Your dog should be lined up to take its line to the obstacle. That's all stuff you can just practice in your kitchen. So once again, I do my lead out. I tell my dog to stay using the hand and the foot closest to the dog, hanging back. I go out to my first obstacle. I release the dog, break, and I do wrap, stir in the pot, wrap, and good girl, get it! And she gets her reward on the finish line. So you can practice this stuff just in your kitchen. It's super fun. It gives the dog something to do. Back up, back, feet. She knows how to put her feet on the mat, stay. And you can practice all kinds of stuff in your kitchen. Just make sure if you're doing any jumps or anything that you have some yoga